As Penacony's chapter finally comes to a close, we can expect to see some familiar faces rolling around the corner. The opening act being our silly widow masked fool, who has an extensive list of other labels. Well, that's all we officially know for now. In the meantime, we will be breaking down the rest of the cast, from summaries of their kits to the potential value they bring to your account. I'll try to make it as digestible as I can. From there, we will predict who's next in line. My name is Spade, and welcome to my little escapade. As mentioned earlier, Sparkle is our first act. She is a Quantum Harmony unit that specializes in providing damage boost to the whole team. Her skill allows her to increase the crit damage to the targeted ally while advancing their action forward by 50%. Her ultimate recovers 4 skill points and provides damage boost to the entire team. Her talent grants 2 extra skill points just for being on the field. It additionally boosts the damage of allies when a skill point is consumed. So, for those who have skill point hungry units, I suggest choosing Sparkle as your waitress. Just pray she doesn't serve you a bomb. Black Swan comes in with a daring fashion choice. She is a Wind Nihility unit that applies DOT. Period. Get it? Cause it's a dot like a period. Alright, never mind. Both her basic attack and skill apply stacks of Arcana, which is her own version of Wind Shear. Additionally, her skill can reduce the target's defense. Her ultimate inflicts Epiphany while dealing wind damage to all enemies, which increases the damage of DOTs during their action. Remember I said Arcana is our own version of Wind Shear? Now they will also be counted as Bleed, Burn, and Shock. It will also not reset the stacks when they trigger. You recall that Sparkle explosion earlier? Yeah, think of a bigger one. Her talent is a whole lot of yapping. But basically, if there are 3 or more stacks of Arcana, when it explodes, it will hit adjacent enemies. If there are 7 or more stacks, it will also ignore enemies' defense. As a DOT lover myself, if you want to see more colorful numbers all at once, Black Swan is the perfect dance partner. Unless you're Acheron. Speak of the Oni, I'm glad she found her way here, because sometimes she can get lost. Acheron is a Lightning Nihility unit who does not apply DOTs. Instead, she relies on her allies applying debuffs to provide her stacks of Crimson Knot. Think of it as a reverse she loves me not, so let's call it petals for now. Do note that DOTs and self-inflicted debuffs from enemies such as mecha puppies exploding count towards her petals. Her skill gives her 1 petal. Once she has 9 petals, she can unleash her ultimate. Her ultimate is literally Itachi Tsukiyomi from Naruto. Oh, and it's also a giant nuke. Her talent allows her ultimate to reduce enemies' toughness regardless of weakness type, and increases damage taken during her ultimate. Her technique allows you to one-shot enemies. Just make sure you give her candy, cause them Raidens love their sweets. Aventurine didn't, and that's why she bleached his ass. Now that our gacha addict has arrived, let's see what cards are up his sleeve. Aventurine is an imaginary preservation unit who scales off of defense. So all of those double crit defense main stat relics we had, maybe they weren't so trash after all. I'm totally not coping here. His skill provides allies with a shield. His ultimate inflicts a debuff unnerved while dealing imaginary damage to a single enemy. Allies' crit damage dealt to said enemy increases. His talent allows him to launch a follow-up attack once he reaches 7 stacks. To get stacks, an ally must have a shield and be hit, or launch a follow-up attack. For any follow-up enthusiasts like myself, I would definitely wager my Jades for him. Sadly, I got baited by Japard and now I have to wait for his rerun. Thankfully, I was able to guarantee Robin. Alright, now that our favorite pop star has taken the stage, I will not forget how you and your light cone took so damn long to get. Robin is a physical harmony unit that is basically a team-wide Bronya that scales off of attack. Her skill increases the damage dealt by all allies. Her ultimate makes all other allies immediately take action while increasing their attack based off hers. She also deals additional damage that has a fixed crit value whenever an ally attacks. Her talent increases the crit damage of all allies. Whenever they attack, she regenerates energy. She has amazing synergy with follow-up themes, but not limited to them. I thought her song against the final boss the weekend was a vibe. She definitely has a way with her words, and so does a certain cowboy I know. Alright, Boothill is definitely the most American character I've seen in a gacha game. He is a physical hunt unit that is the pioneer of the break meta. His skill puts him and a targeted enemy in a 1v1. This also enhances his basic attack, which he can take immediately after casting his skill, but it won't recover any skill points. After defeating a target, Boothill gains a stack that can reach up to 3. Once he has all 3 stacks, he can further enhance his basic attack. His ultimate is just like him, a big shot. It also delays the enemy's action. His talent increases the toughness reduction and damage of his enhanced basic attack, based on the number of stacks he has. Boothill is an awesome character that introduced us to the new break meta. Not only that, but he also introduced us to the fastest power creep in Honkai Star Rail history. Firefly was a very hyped character ever since she was introduced as Sam. Not only breaking the meta, get it, but also your bank accounts. She's a fire destruction unit that is the peak of the super break meta as of this moment. Her skill consumes her HP and regenerates enough energy to cast her ultimate. This also advances her action forward. Her ultimate lets her enter the complete combustion state and enhances both her basic attack and skill while increasing her speed. This also makes her immediately take action. Both enhanced basic attack and skill restore HP and deal massive damage to a weakness broken enemy. Her enhanced skill additionally implants fire weakness to a targeted enemy. Her talent increases her survivability when HP is low, as well as granting energy if she starts the battle with less than 50%. Her technique applies fire weakness to all enemies lasting for 2 turns. Firefly is an excellent DPS. Maybe a little bit of a masochist, but not as much as the next woman. Jade is a very interesting woman, finding pleasure in physically tormenting others. Blade, I think I found your perfect woman. She is a quantum erudition unit that buffs an ally and does follow-up attacks. Her basic attack, as far as I know, is the only one in the game that also hits adjacent enemies. Her skill buffs an ally's speed while also doing additional damage whenever that ally attacks, but this consumes the ally's own HP. Her ultimate deals quantum damage to all enemies. This also enhances her follow-up attack. Her talent allows her to launch a follow-up attack whenever she reaches 8 stacks. Depending on the number of enemies attacked at once, this is how much stacks she will get. Stacks can exceed the limit but will be reduced by 8 whenever she launches her follow-up attack. She has great synergy with characters that attack multiple enemies frequently. She is also more suited for content like pure fiction. Unfortunately, we live in a non-fictional world, so you can't be stepped on by her. Now that we have seen what they can do on stage, let's take an educated guess on their reruns. This part of the video is inspired by EOD Gamer's Rerun Predictions. I did watch the whole video a while back, but I don't remember what he said. And I don't plan on rewatching it for this section's authenticity. However, if you want a more in-depth guide, I suggest checking his video out. I'll leave a link in the description. I will be basing off my predictions from several factors such as their popularity, value, and the state of the patch. 1.0 finished at 1.6, so I'll be using that as my structure. Alright, let's proceed with the predictions. We already know Sparkle will have her rerun first on the second half of 2.4. Since Black Swan was their partner in 1.0, it would be fair to assume that she will rerun in 2.5. However, Dr. Ratio still hasn't had a rerun, so I will pair him together with Black Swan as the reruns for 2.5. Knowing 2.6 is expected to be a filler patch. To keep sales up, I will predict that they will have Acheron rerun during that time. She and Firefly are the most popular characters after all. As for her partner, normally it isn't the same character that debuted together, so I will slide Boothill here. Moving on to 3.0, I'm sure they would want to sell the new world's characters, so I'm thinking of placing Aventurine as one of the banners as a potential sustainer for the new unit. We did have Imbiber Lune rerun in 2.0, so I wouldn't put it past against Hoyoverse to have Firefly rerun in 3.0. Then we have Robin and Jade left in 3.1. To be honest, Boothill, Aventurine, and Robin are interchangeable, but to solidify my prediction, this is what I have. So those are my thoughts on the Penacony characters. I hope I was able to give a decent summary of the kits to have a better understanding of which ones are most suited for you. Of course, you can always ignore that and pull whoever you drew for. As for predictions, we will have to wait and see. I could either have incredible foresight or my milk has turned into cheese. So let me know which character you are waiting for and if you have any predictions yourselves. Personally, I'm going for Sparkle and Aventurine. As always, I would appreciate if you liked and subscribed. I will see y'all on the next one.